Patriotic Alliance Deputy President Kenny Kunene was re-sworn in as a Johannesburg councillor on Friday afternoon. He had stepped aside as MMC of Transport and councillor back in July after being found at the home of murder suspect Katiso KT Molefe during a police raid. Kunene was also suspended from party activities at the same time. Molefe is accused of orchestrating the murder of Oupa Sefoka, popularly known as DJ Sumbody. On a Monday evening, the PA leader Gayton McKenzie said that the law firm Cliff Decker Hofmeyer cleared Kunene of any wrongdoing. McKenzie also warned that the PA might pull out of the Government of National Unity and all the municipal coalitions by next Tuesday if Johannesburg Mayor Dada Morero doesn't reinstate Kunene as MMC of Transport. The city speaker of the council, Margaret Arnold's officially Kunene back in. Let's take a deeper look at this now. Professor Susan Booysen, Emeritus Professor at Wits University, joins us now. Prof. Booysen, thank you very much indeed for joining us on this Saturday morning to help us unpack this. In fact, a few moments ago, my colleagues are speaking to Gayton McKenzie. He reiterated, come Tuesday, it's bye-bye blue lights for him. He's not interested in that. And let me start here. What do you make sense of this threat, first of all?
Yes, it's a tricky time for the Patriotic Alliance, especially in relation to their position in the Government of National Unity and different coalitions at different levels of government. On the one hand, one can see Gayton McKenzie's problem that he certainly feels threatened and that his party sees his party's credibility as being threatened because his big promise to his own people is that he would have joined, and he did, Government of National Unity and coalitions at various levels of government in order to look after the interests of his people. And we saw in Johannesburg Metropolitan Municipality the situation in Westbury, Coronationville, Claremont, etc., very dire situation for Gayton McKenzie, the PA's own constituency. And then comes in the context of the combined vulnerability that the PA has when it came to Kenny Kunene and his resignation. We have heard too that he is now reinstated as a councillor, which potentially opens the way for his reinstatement as MMC of Roads and Transport in the city. However, we know that all the political parties, ANC included, are also repositioning with a view to not just their longer-term fortunes as political parties. Many other parties are declining. One or two of them are growing. And in relation to the local government elections and possible ongoing positions in coalition governments following probably end of next year's local government elections. And all of these balls have to be juggled at the same time. And the PA is in a very dangerous position, a difficult position, dangerous in some ways, but that it has to protect its positions. It sees the ANC and EFF, for example, in Ekurhuleni and Johannesburg, probably aligning closer. And to the extent that that happens, this treasured position of MMC in Johannesburg of Roads and Transport seems to be at stake. So it's such a complex juggling act for the PA. And whether there will be a resignation from Gayton McKenzie, we know that it is probably more of a drawn-out position that will leave space for several other threats of withdrawal. Threats of withdrawal in this case should also be seen as bargaining chips in order to secure ongoing positions, not just national, but locally as well.
Yeah. If he does leave, Prof, I mean, what impact will this have on the GNU?
Griselda, not much, because the PA is a relatively small party, comes with 9 seats in the National Assembly, and the GNU coalition nationally runs government on basically a 72% majority. So it is the coalition will be able to continue, the GNU coalition. But then we did see early this year, when it came to the national budget and the VAT issue, every few votes in the National Assembly, including those, the 9 from the Patriotic Alliance, were very important in securing the ANC and outright majority if the DA withdraws from the GNU. So nationally, the Patriotic Alliance is a very important building block in the ANC securing an alternative majority to one which includes the Democratic Alliance. So it's quite probable that there would be amends, I believe, some bargain position compromises between the ANC and the DA. The ANC, of course, nationally cannot directly prescribe to Johannesburg Mayor Dada Moreira as to what he should do in his mayoral committee. And the DA suspects that the ANC has promised the position, Kenny Kunene's former position of roads and transport, to the EFF. The EFF really wants that position by all indications. And so this will be a very interesting situation in Johannesburg, and one that can destabilize the coalition nationally, but I do not believe it will come to an outright immediate resignation from GNU by the Patriotic Alliance.
And I actually wanted to get to that, Prof. It once again speaks about how fluid or how there is still, if we can, some rumblings, I don't want to say infighting, but some rumblings within the government of national unity. And, something that we've been speaking about for quite a while, the possible expansion of this government of national unity to include other parties, I mean.
Yes. Now, the rumblings will always be a site of contestation, if we can call it that. All the political parties are looking at how they can advance their own party political fortunes, their ratings in public opinion polls, for example, or through their participation in the GNU. And the smaller parties have seen that the DA, a very good example of that, has advanced its national standing through its participation in the GNU. So it's coming as a surprise that a party like Action SA, for example, so far beyond the GNU could be interested in. It is a party that is not making progress in the opinion polls that indicate future election outcomes. And so it will probably consider very seriously using the GNU in a way the DA has probably used it. So it is very attractive for other parties to join that bandwagon. But given that it is a 72% the coalition government nationally, there are only a few of these small parties that can possibly come on board. Action SA, with its 6 MPs, is a significant player nationally. So that is a possibility, but we also know that in most cases there will be insistence on quid pro quos, maybe on policy positions, on reassurance, on national government acting in ways that would advantage the image of new joiners. And that could make it very tricky for other new parties to come on board. But it is always going to be a site of contestation where new parties will also want to join, especially when we look at these smaller parties that, like Action SA, really not currently making progress in public opinion polls. And that does not bode well for its fortunes in local government elections, for example.
All right. Prof, thank you so much, as always, for your insights. We do appreciate it. We'll see what comes Tuesday as Gayton McKenzie threatens, of course, to get rid of the blue lights and leave the government of national unity. We're talking about the Patriotic Alliance, of course.